Hello again, everyone. It is wonderful to be able to speak freely, not having to compensate for any odd audio dead zones of previous mics, and instead just start talking, stop talking, and let that be the end of it. Of course, now I sort of have the opposite problem. The mic's just a touch too sensitive for my current setup. I'm thinking of things that I can do to mitigate that, but as you can see, let me just show you real quick. It picks up all my mouth sounds, and here, let me do a little clap. Yep, picks those up too, which is wonderful because I have been looking for something that can record a few sound effects, maybe build up a small library for various moments, but it does mean that this mic is way too sensitive for casual use unless I want to go ahead and learn how to edit audio way more in depth than I have the desire to right now. Not that it isn't a useful skill, but I just don't have the time for it right now. Issues of starting a new channel, trying to fight your way through into minor popularity. Anyway, summing up the good news before we move on into the meat of the video, I got my new mic. I love my new mic. I'll have to do some more tweaking to make it a touch less sensitive, because otherwise I'll have to put too much effort into dampening my workspace to make sure no outside noises get in. But otherwise, love it and couldn't do without it now that I know how good it is with it. Alright, that said, it'll be my prerogative to learn about it, tweak it to my preferences, and yours to enjoy the fruits of my labor. Hopefully, it tastes sweet. I stretched that metaphor too far, but I feel like most of you will understand the intent behind my words, so I'll let it lie as is. That said, let's go on into the actual point of the video, aka the title of the video. Actually, just one more little bit of delay. Allow me to drink a little sip of coffee and do some unintentional, and I say that in quotation marks, ASMR. Ah, what does ASMR even stand for anyway? I'll look that up later and put it in the subtitles. If you have them on right now, you'll see it right about here. Alright, that should be enough silence for me to have put them there unprompted. Well, I did prompt my future self, but whether or not he'll listen, I guess we'll both find that out. Video making for me is a very strange process because my memory is so terrible and I don't write anything down that I feel like I'm arguing with both a hypothetical past and future self whenever I do anything, making allowances for them and being frustrated when they don't make allowances for me. Oh well, that's probably only an issue for me. I'm sure that other people with my memory issues could just get away with writing a script and following it, but, well, scripts aren't for me. The few times I've tried in my life, or more accurately, been forced to in my life to write a script, I never actually read what's on it. At best, I use it as a talking point or a checkbox of rough topics to hit, even if I do go more in depth into the actual writing of the script. And I use it to gauge how long a speech is roughly taking. But other than that, I cannot be bothered for the life of me to read them because I just think my thoughts and the thoughts do not match the words on the paper. And when it comes to the words on the paper or the words in my head, well, free will win every time, won't it? Huh. And here I go, rambling once more. Trust me, whatever you're listening to now, if you're thinking, man, can this guy just get right to the point already? Know that I already cut out more than half of what actually goes on. As much as I'd love to just go full live, let's face it, nobody here will tolerate that. And even if you do think you want that, it'd be heck on me just to subtitle all my random wandering thoughts. So, you're dealing with what you got, and so do I. Ah. Okay, now for real. As the title of this video indicates, this is my subscriber celebration for 80 whole subs. You know what? I am gonna flash the number on the screen because it's not as bad as before. See that? 182 subscribers. So I'm off by only about 100. Huh. Now, to some of you, this may seem like bad news because it means that my growth has either leveled out or stopped completely. I'd be lying if I said there wasn't a tiny part of me that didn't say the same. But let's look at this a little more objectively, shall we? I began this channel a little bit before the new year with the intent of starting work on it as the new year began so that I could objectively look at my work over the course of the entire year. My goal for this project was simple at first. Come the end of January, I needed to have 10 subscribers. If I didn't, I will cancel the project. If I did, the project would continue. It was a close thing, but come the end of January, I believe I had 11 or so subscribers. Close, but not that close. Considering I technically beat the goal by 10%. Now you might say, one subscriber being 10% isn't actually all that much to write home about, but it was a small number in the first place. That was sort of the point. My goal for the month of February, a simple doubling of that number. This channel will be a success if I reached 20 subscribers by the end of the month. Now, as I was working on other things, I almost didn't really consider a proper celebration. It was only a friend telling me that I should mark the occasion, at least to myself, that inspired me to make the actual video. What actual video? Well, the one that brought most of you here, statistically speaking. My celebrating 10 subscribers video. I released this video on February the 4th. I didn't work hard on it, I didn't really think much about it. But that video, to date, is my most popular video by a factor of, I want to say 15. It currently has 1,531 views. At the time I made this video, I had 13 subscribers. Keep that number in mind. 3 days later, after being surprised by the sudden spike in growth, as soon as I finished the video that I was working on at the time, I made a 20 subscriber special. I would explain why I went with 20 instead of the actual number that I had, but I've already done that to death. But as a quick summation, I already made plans for these videos, and I'm a stubborn loser. Now, that said, back to the explanation. This video, once again, the 20 subscriber special, was released on February the 7th to a current subscriber total of 109. Then, 3 days later, somehow, I'm not actually sure how I managed to make it that fast, on February the 10th, I released my 40 subscriber special, and I had a sum total of 172 subscribers at the time. Now this video is being recorded on February the 16th. I currently have, as a sign you saw earlier said, 182 subscribers. 10 subscribers from my last video with twice the time. From my 20 to 40 subscriber special, I got an increase of 63 subscribers. An increase of only 10 subscribers from my 40 to 80 special with 6 days in between them. Surely that's a failure. Surely that's stagnation. Surely that's the end of the channel, if I was being especially extremist. And to that I say, no, obviously not. Once again, a reminder that we're being objective here, and a reminder of our original goal here. The original goal for the end of the month was a mere 20 subscribers. 6 days still got me 10 subscribers. If there was no spike of subscribers from that original video from the 4th of this month to now, the 16th of this month, and I only got 20 subscribers now, I would still be happy because this is still beating my original goal while only being a little more than halfway through the month. It'd still be a great success. And granted, I'm not sure what success means to me right now, but rest assured, I'm still more than thankful to all of you who are still showing up, especially to my work. And I promise you, with this new microphone, it's only going to sound better than ever, as long as another update doesn't completely ruin the sound again. But I'm pretending that possibility doesn't exist for the sake of my own mental health. Ha ha. Alright. That's enough being sappy and enough being yappy. Once again, I thank you all for subscribing and for joining me on this journey of mine. I hope this project continues as long as I'm healthy enough to do so. To those of you who joined me since the beginning, thank you from the bottom of my heart. To those of you who joined only recently, I appreciate you giving me this chance, and I hope you're all happy with where this goes from here on. To those of you who are still undecided, I hope that my future works from here on will convince you to give me a chance. Thank you once again for your patience, your tolerance, and your engagement. Gotta do a little bit of a nod to the algorithm. Alright, I believe that's everything covered. Carmen, go ahead and sign us off. Thank you, take care, and good night.